Exponents, Part 2. Okay, so when we left off, we did multiplication and division. And when I was talking about how there could be negative exponents, and that's something to remember. And here's a property of negative exponents. Okay, so if you have a base, we'll just call it A, and a negative exponent, it is the same thing as 1 over the same base to the positive exponent. Okay, so just a quick example. If we had 3 to the negative 5th power, that's the same thing as 1 over 3 to the 5th power. And this becomes important in your division. So if we had something like 3 to the 2nd power divided by 3 to the 5th power, and we use our rule to subtract, that's 3 to the 2nd minus 5th. So 2 minus 5, that gives us a negative exponent. So this is 3 to the negative 3, which is the same thing as 1 over 3 to the 3rd power. And if we were to write this out, 3 times 3 over 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, then this one cancels and this one cancels, and we have 3 3's still in our denominator. Okay, so it's important to see and recognize what that negative exponent is, that it's actually division. Remember, when we're multiplying, when we have a positive exponent, we're multiplying over and over and over again, right? Well, negative is the opposite of positive, and so we're actually dividing over and over and over and over again. Okay, hopefully that helps, and hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, think about it for a little while. Maybe watch some more videos on it, and then hopefully it'll start to click. Okay, and then the last thing I wanted to go over for us today is powers to power. So sometimes we call exponents powers. Powers to a power. Okay, so this is where if we have something like 3, I don't know why I'm using 3 so much, 7 to the 2nd power raised to the 4th power. And remember that 7 to the 2nd power is just 7 times 7. And then when we raise something to the 4th power, we raise the whole thing to the 4th power. So this would be the same thing as 7 squared times 7 squared times 7 squared times 7 squared, right? And we also remember that our rules of multiplication show us that if we're multiplying, we just add our exponents. So this would be 2, 4, 6, 8, right? So that's 7 to the 8th. Well, there is a shortcut. If we have an exponent in here, and we have an exponent out here, that's called a strategy, not a shortcut, then this is the same thing. We're going to multiply our exponents. Okay, so 2 times 4, this is the same thing as 7 to the 2 times 4, because that's what we did, right? We did 7 to the 2nd power 4 times. And so that is 7 to the 8th power. And that's it. That's the basic properties and the things you need to know about working with exponents. Again, at some point we'll also talk about roots, but that should cover everything that we need to for today.